Jack Thorne, a talented writer known for his work on thought-provoking projects, has recently shared his perspectives on his latest adaptation while drawing connections to his previous creation. As the co-writer of a popular streaming series that explores the complexities of youth in the modern world, Thorne is now turning his attention to a classic literary tale, reimagining it for contemporary audiences. This new project involves adapting a renowned novel about a group of young boys facing survival and societal breakdown in isolation, a story that has captivated readers for generations. During a special screening event for his recent series, Thorne opened up about how his experiences with that work have influenced his approach to the classic adaptation. He noted that elements from the original novel inadvertently found their way into his modern story, and conversely, aspects of his contemporary narrative have seeped into his interpretation of the timeless book. This cross-pollination of ideas highlights Thorne's creative process, where themes of youth, vulnerability, and societal pressures recur across his body of work. In detailed notes provided for the upcoming broadcast of his adaptation, Thorne delves deeper into the societal issues at play. He expresses concern about the current state of young males in society, suggesting that an entire generation is at risk of being lost due to external influences that prey on their emotional states. Specifically, he points to the pervasive spread of hateful ideologies that young boys encounter, often as a misguided solution to feelings of loneliness and disconnection. This observation underscores a broader conversation happening in communities, schools, and online spaces about how to support and guide boys through their formative years. Thorne's recent series centers on a troubled preteen boy who becomes ensnared by toxic content disseminated through social media platforms. This exposure to misogynistic views gradually alters his behavior, culminating in a severe transgression that affects those around him. The narrative serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked digital influences and the vulnerability of impressionable minds. By portraying this dissent, the series examines how external forces can exacerbate internal struggles, leading to devastating outcomes. In drawing parallels, Thorne connects this modern predicament to the core theme of the classic novel, which also deals with the potential loss of innocence and civility among boys. Published many decades ago, the book depicts a scenario where a band of schoolboys, left without adult supervision on a deserted island, gradually devolve into primal behaviors. What begins as an adventure turns into a harrowing exploration of human nature, power struggles, and the thin veneer of civilization. The story has been interpreted in various ways over the years, often as an allegory for societal collapse or the innate savagery within humanity. Thorne offers a fresh lens on this narrative, describing it as a loving portrait of boys navigating complex emotions. Upon rereading the book as an adult, he found it to be a tender depiction of multifaceted characters dealing with issues of status, anger, and interpersonal dynamics. This interpretation shifts the focus from mere brutality to the underlying tenderness and confusion that drive the boys' actions. It humanizes them, presenting their descent not as inevitable evil but as a response to isolation, fear, and the absence of guidance. The adaptation is set to occupy a prime viewing slot on a major network, replacing another acclaimed series in its schedule. This placement indicates high expectations for its impact, positioning it as must-watch television that could spark discussions on timeless themes through a modern retelling. To expand on Thorne's observations, it's valuable to consider the evolution of youth narratives in media. Stories like the classic novel have long served as mirrors to societal anxieties, from post-war fears in the mid-20th century to today's concerns about digital radicalization. Thorne's work bridges these eras, showing how the isolation of an island can parallel the digital isolation many youths experience today, where algorithms feed divisive content that amplifies feelings of alienation. In his series, the protagonist's journey illustrates the real-world implications of online echo chambers. Social media, while connecting people, can also isolate users in bubbles of negativity, particularly affecting boys who may lack outlets for emotional expression. Thorne's concern about losing a generation resonates with statistics on rising mental health issues among young males, including increased rates of depression, anxiety, and involvement in harmful ideologies. The classic book's portrayal of feral transformation can be seen as a metaphor for this process. Without structure, the boys form hierarchies based on strength and charisma, leading to conflict. Thorne's tender portrait emphasizes the boy's initial innocence and the gradual erosion due to circumstances, much like how his modern character starts as a typical kid before succumbing to online influences. Thorne's adaptation likely incorporates contemporary elements, such as subtle nods to technology or current social dynamics, to make the story relevant. By infusing it with insights from his recent work, he creates a dialogue between past and present, urging viewers to reflect on how society fails its youth. The screening discussion and show notes reveal Thorne's passion for these themes, positioning him as a voice in the ongoing debate about boyhood. His works encourage empathy, suggesting that understanding the roots of anger and isolation is key to prevention. As the adaptation airs, it may inspire re-evaluations of the original novel, highlighting its enduring relevance. Thorne's cross-influences enrich both stories, offering nuanced views on adolescence's challenges.